Hi, this is Dee-Dee Devon of Divine Intervention Lifestyle and Nutrition Health Coaching, also known as Master of Habit Change. Happy Friday, and as we settle into our new normal, I wanted to talk for just a few minutes and share a mastery level exercise that I use with my clients to master anxiety and fear. What we learn in coaching is that we have different parts of ourselves. We have different parts that think and feel different ways. We're not one sort of being, we're multiple beings in one being. Then we have parts, and all parts of ourselves are right. And a beautiful depiction of this is the movie Inside Out. It's a Disney cartoon if you haven't seen it yet. It's a great uh, explanation of this, and it's for adults as well as children. So, since it's the weekend, you might want to pull that one out or look it up. So, what I'm saying is, you could have the experience of going, a part of me feels scared, and a part of me knows that I'm strong. A part of me is scared, and a part of me also knows that I am strong. So, those two parts can be existing in us simultaneously, so this and that are both true. I feel scared and I'm strong because we have parts, two different parts, that feel those two different ways. Another way that you might feel is a part of me feels like, I can't tell you how many times this week I said to myself, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Whatever it's going to be, a part of me kept saying, I can't do it. But then there's this other part of me that says, you are invincible. You are made of steel. You have survived so many things. You absolutely can do this. You're going to do this, and it's going to result in something wonderful in your life. But I had these two parts at the same time. So part of me is saying, I can do this, and a part of me is saying, you're invincible. And those are existing at the same time. So a part of you might feel anxious, and a part of you might feel determined, right? And that they can exist at the same time. This and that are true because we have parts that are simultaneously truths. And what I think happens is when our fear and anxiety take over, our critter brain takes over. And that's the part of our brain that is constantly in survival mode. And we can get lost in that fear and in that anxiety and in that overwhelm, in the I can't do it and I'm afraid part, without kind of recognizing that you're not giving any airtime to the other parts of ourselves that are strong and capable, resilient, and able. All of that. So, what we have to remember is that we want to give equal airtime to all of our parts. And if you find yourself getting sort of going down that rabbit hole that I went down several times this week of going, I can't do it, I can't do it, I just can't, reminding yourself to take almost as much time to remind yourself of how much you have done and how much you have gotten through. I remind myself, I've had 4 babies, I've had 2 divorces, been self employed my entire adult life. I've moved about 25,000 times. I physically question my body like, I can do this. I've done these things. I've gotten over so many things in my life, and you've overcome so many hardships, so many challenges, and you've learned incredible lessons from them, and you're stronger because of them. So you can do it. But just remember that however it is that you're feeling about the future, there's always another part of you that's actually feeling a different way, and that is also right. It's contradicting within us, and it's so interesting that we can have contradictory parts of ourselves be true and right at the same time. So I'm here to remind you that you have separate parts too. And most people don't necessarily think about this. We don't necessarily know that our minds work this way. Then that we have parts, and once we know that, we can remember, like, yes, a part of me can be scared, and a part of me could be ready. A part of me can be anxious, and a part of me can feel great. Now, part of me can feel guilty for feeling good that there's people suffering. But the truth is, people are suffering all over the world all the time. We just don't always have our attention on it the way that we do now. So, a way to sort of address this is one of the things I like to do, or that you can do, is self coach, is to pull out a notebook and just talk with these two different parts of you. So you can make two columns on a piece of paper, and on the left hand side could be the part of me that feels scared. And you just get in touch with that part of you and let it talk to you and see what you're afraid of. And then just dump all that out. And then you go to the right hand column and you go to your body and say, let's talk to that part. What does that part have to say? For me, it says, you're a cockroach. You've always survived, no matter what. And let's let that part of you speak and listen to what it has to say, because the truth is, all parts of us have feelings that really just want to be heard. And once a part is heard and feels understood, then we switch into parasympathetic mode where we can actually take action and do something about it. It starts to relax, and then that way our parts can integrate and start to work together. So your heart can be hurting and healing and full all at the same time. Isn't it fascinating that we ourselves are walking worlds of simultaneous truths? So that's it. Just a little hope for you today and something for you to think about. Namaste and much love.